Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. I'm back off the road. I'll talk about that in the second half, but some stuff I didn't get to talk about that I want to talk about. You probably saw the White House Correspondents Dinner canceled Amber Ruffin's appearance. So strange. So this year, the White House Correspondents Dinner will not have a featured comedian. In a statement emailed to its members on Saturday, the president of the WHCA said his organization's board unanimously decided to go without a comedian. This after Amber Ruffin had been invited to host and was preparing. Eugene Daniels said, "At this consequential moment for journalism, I want to ensure the focus is not on the politics of division, but entirely on awarding our colleagues for their outstanding work in providing scholarship and mentorship to the next generation of journalists." Time out, dude. We've been making fun of whoever is in the White House for years. Previous comedians who have hosted included Trevor Noah, Roy Wood Jr., and Colin Jost. To be fair, the host in 2019 was historian Ron Chernow, not a comedian. The White House dinner's been going on since 1921. U.S. presidents usually attend. A recent president has chosen not to. The WHCA manages the presidential pool. That's the group of journalists who regularly cover the president. So this, to me, looks like the WHCA doesn't want to make a certain someone angry, and they're not having a comedian up. Oh, boy, what is going on, everybody? Amber Ruffin went on Late Night with Seth Meyers. Seth set up an unrelated joke about a man who robbed a bodega. Ruffin interrupts and scolds Seth, saying making a joke about the burglar could be divisive. Take it from me. If there's one thing I learned from this weekend, it's you have to be fair to both sides. Myers pushes back, telling Ruffin, when people are objectively terrible, we should be able to point it out on television. She shoots back, I thought that too on Friday, but today is Monday, and Monday's Amber Ruffin knows that when bad people do bad things, you have to treat them fairly and respectfully. Ruffin joked that we have a free press so that we can be nice to Republicans at fancy dinners. I thought when people take away your rights, erase your history, and deport your friends, you're supposed to call it out, but I was wrong. Glad to find that out now, because if they let me give that speech, oh baby, I would have been so terrifically mean. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Taylor Budowich had previously condemned Ruffin's planned appearance. The deputy chief posted a clip on Twitter of Amber discussing the event. In a video, Ruffin had said she was told to be equal and make jokes about both sides, but she said there was no way she would do so. Budowich asked, what kind of responsible, sensible journalist would attend something like this? More importantly, what kind of company would sponsor such hate-filled and violence-inspiring events? You may recall, some people think this all gets back to Barack Obama appearing at the WHCA dinner and making a joke about civilian Donald Trump. I don't know who to tell you send your letters to. I guess you're sending them to me. I'm just telling you what's going on. I personally believe in making fun of all sides. All right, SNL, I didn't get to talk about this either. You may have seen the clip of Morgan Wallen walking off after the Goodnights, which it's just weird to me. It's not like the Goodnights are 10 minutes long. And, Morgan had performed his final song, so if he had to, pee or something, he probably had time to go to the bathroom. So I don't know what was going on there, but can't you just stand there and wave for 75 seconds like everyone else has done for 50 years? Kenan Thompson has spoken out about this. Kenan told Entertainment Weekly, I don't know what goes through people's minds when they decide to do stuff like that. I don't know if he understood the assignment or not, or if he was really feeling a certain kind of way. It's definitely a spike in the norm. We're so used to everybody just turning around and high-fiving us, everybody saying, good job, good job. So when there's a departure from that, it's like, wonder what that's about. Morgan Wallen had posted on Instagram, heading back to God's country. Kenan said, the God's country of it all strange, because it's like, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say we're not in God's country? We're not all in God's country? We're not all under God's umbrella? That's not necessarily my favorite, but whatever. Moving on. You may recall, back in 2020, Morgan Wallen was supposed to host SNL. There was this pandemic. Did you hear about that in the news? It had emerged that Morgan Wallen had broken the COVID guidelines, so he was rescheduled. In 2021, Morgan Wallen issued an apology after he was caught on camera using a racist slur to a friend after a night out. The Hollywood Reporter said Morgan Wallen was asked to perform in a sketch, the sketch Big Dumb Line. We also learned that Morgan walked off during the dress rehearsal. A source tells the Hollywood Reporter that Wallen can be seen on stage starting the goodbyes, but after a quick cutaway, he's gone. A source says at the time, no one thought much of it. Wallen's team was very nice throughout the entire week. As for the sketch, Joe Jonas popped up on SNL to sing the bridge on Big Dumb Line, a pre-taped musical number about waiting in long New York City lines for viral foods. Wallen was asked to do the part, and a source says he wasn't available. Wallen's upcoming album, by the way, is titled I'm the Problem. Late Nighter reports the March 29th episode drew an average of 4.2 million and change viewers, ages 2+. The show's lowest number in that measurement since December when Chris Rock hosted. In the 18 to 49 demo, 692,000 viewers, a new low for the show going back to 1991, which is as far back as the numbers go. That's down 7.7% from the Lady Gaga episode and 14.1% in the demo. Industry watchers think this weekend will do better. Host Jack Black, musical guests Elton John and Brandi Carlile. Also, Late Nighter reporting that an Iowa doctor is suing John Oliver for defamation. Last April, Oliver did a story about Medicaid. Oliver then played audio from a doctor taken from a testimony from a hearing in 2017. In that testimony, the doctor apparently says people have bowel movements every day where they don't completely clean themselves and we don't fuss over them. People are allowed to be dirty. You know, I'd allow them to be dirty for a couple days. Oliver reacts, when I first heard that, I thought that has to be taken out of context, so we got the full hearing. He said it, he meant it, and it made me want to punch a hole in the wall. Oliver then said, F that doctor with a rusty canoe. I hope he gets tetanus of the, I'll clean it up, testicles. The doctor says the comments were taken out of context. In happier news, Shane Gillis. Well, that's going to annoy some people too, right? Like, there's just some people that you say the words Shane Gillis, and it's like if you said the words Joe and Rogan in the same sentence. People lose their mind. Or the new thing is complaining that Kill Tony is going to exist on Netflix. People are already irate about it. They probably don't even know what the show is. I've just seen people complaining about the cover art. Shane Gillis, Tires, Season 2, June 5th on Netflix. Tires Season 1 is very funny. The official synopsis of Tires is Will, the nervous and unqualified heir to an auto repair chain, attempts to turn his father's business around despite constant torture from his cousin and employee Shane. Very funny show. Netflix has announced a Tim Dillon special. This one will be April 15th. That's just 2 weeks away. It is called I'm Your Mother. We're told I'm Your Mother is a no-holds-barred, unapologetic ride through today's chaos. Tim Dillon will tackle everything from his odd loyalty to the British royal family to roasting the world's absurdities and more with no filter. Filmed at the Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas. Hopefully, somebody mic'd it correctly this time. The audio on Tim Dillon's first stand-up special on Netflix was, I don't want to use the word horrific, but it was not great. And speaking of Kill Tony, I get these like ticket alerts. I'm on some mailing list that I don't know how I got on, but I was like, oh, what's this? Apparently, Kill Tony is playing Madison Square Garden, Saturday, August 16th. There's a pre-sale today at 10 a.m. If you're interested, use code KT25. And I bet you that winds up being 2 shows, just like last time, and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I was on Threads, and people are just complaining about the cover art for Kill Tony. Relax, everybody. It's a comedy show. Watch it or don't. Speaking of Netflix, I had told you in the April 1 episode, and I was not kidding, that there was a new Netflix special by Nimish Patel, and you were probably like, John, I put on Netflix. I don't see it. What's going on? Your show's bogus. You're doing fake news. Was that an April Fool's joke that wasn't funny? No, here's what happened. According to Variety, Netflix was set to release a licensed stand-up special from Nimish Patel on April 1st. That's titled Instant Karma. But they decided, nah, let's not do that. And Netflix is going to produce a brand new hour to be taped later this year. Patel said in a statement, my special that I self-produced is being postponed. But in bigger and better news, Netflix is producing a brand new original special that I'll be filming later this year, more soon. Patel will release some of the Instakarma material on YouTube. Weird. Very, very strange. More stuff to catch up on. I don't know if you know, John Mulaney's got a late night talk show with no buzz on it. Well, last week, Lou Anel was getting friendly with Pete Davidson. She apologized. She told People, I admit, I was tickling Pete's leg during a segment of Everybody's Live with John Mulaney. However, I did not mean to make Pete uncomfortable. I sincerely apologize. It was all done in jest. She hopes Pete Davidson will forgive her and added, I'm still willing to go out on a date with him if he chooses, and I promise I won't touch him again, unless he wants me to. Hey man, you ever watch sports and find yourself wishing there was a way to get into the game? Well, let's go! With Underdog, there's finally a way to make picks on sports without leaving the house. The game is in your hands. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and you can play now in your state. You've heard me talk about the higher or lower game. You know what I've been doing lately? So I'm a Mets fan, but a couple years ago, Francisco Lindor gave the thumbs down to the Mets fans. I will not forgive him for this. So what I like to do is I like to see what they're doing higher or lower on Francisco Lindor, and I pick the lower. Opening day, 0 for 4. Day 2, 0 for 3. Lower. Lower's the way to go. So how do you play? You choose a player who will go higher or lower on one of their stats, touchdowns, strikeouts, points scored. You can mix and match. You can create entries with baseball picks, basketball still going, soccer, whatever you want. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money, so turn $1 into $1,000 just with your sports knowledge. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog, and their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of players. So do what I do. Baseball, higher or lower, and root against Francisco Lindor. He shouldn't have booed the Mets fans. Root for Juan Soto. That's what you should do. So go higher on Soto, lower on Lindor. That's the way to do it. Download the Underdog app and sign up now using the promo code DCN to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code DCN. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Underdog, promo code DCN. Do it. I am back. I was out at a podcast convention in Chicago, which led me to taping a couple episodes this week, which is why I didn't talk about everything that I talked about in the first half. So it's nice to catch up. Heading forward, I have zero travel on my calendar for the first time I can remember now. I'm sure I will travel at some points during the year, especially one of my kids goes to school in a different city. So I'm sure at some point I will travel. But right now, no plans to go anywhere, so hopefully no pre-tapes for a while. I like being quote-unquote live with you guys. I'm sure you enjoy the quote-unquote live shows better than a pre-tape. I do my best, try and make them topical to the day. But also from a work standpoint, I've had a bunch of big trips since October, and, you go to Ireland for a week, and you got to tape an extra week's worth of shows, and it's like a lot of work to get this done. I know, poor me, nobody's making me do this. Oh, poor John had to go to Ireland. I get it. But I'm just sharing. I'm excited that I don't have to do that and could just do the podcast in the normal way. So I'm actually happy to not be traveling. Out at the Podcast Awards, the Ambies they're called, Best Comedy Podcast went to Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. I did not attend the ceremony. I went out to dinner. Bowen Yang did not attend the ceremony either, but Matt Rogers did. Tig Notaro was your host. I did not see Tig wandering around the hallway mingling with us regular old podcasters, though. Let's head on over to Gossip Corner. Angela Johnson Reyes went to a Buc-ee's. She filmed some clips in the Buc-ee's, such as its clothing, the poo-pourri, the kitchenware, and the cowboy aesthetic blankets. She also hung out with Bucky the Beaver. Got a whole bunch of festivals to tell you about. In Houston, where there's probably a Buc-ee's, it's the Riot Comedy Festival. Sam Talent is your headliner at 7 o'clock, and it looks like 9:30 on their little graph here. Friday night's headliner is Chris Redd. Oh, you know who else is there? Hans Kim. You know Hans from that Kill Tony show, whose artwork is upsetting people. Ooh, they're going to be so mad. In Nashville, it's the Nashville Comedy Festival. 70 shows over 11 days. Wow, that's great. Andrew Farwell is the vice president of Outback Presents, and he told News Channel 5, Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall are coming to the Ryman for the first time ever. We've got Nikki Glazer, host of the Golden Globes. She's one of the hottest comedians right now. It's unbelievable. Tonight at the Ryman, 7 o'clock, Mark Normand. Over at Zany's Veer Das. At the Pinnacle, Rodney Carrington. We never talk about Rodney, but Rodney's pretty big. Uh-oh. You know what's at the Bridgestone Arena on Friday night? People are going to be very upset. Kill Tony. People are going to be so mad. Oh, I can't believe Kill Tony's here. That's not real comedy. That's just people getting up and being bro dudes for a minute. It's not funny at all. Watch the show. It's hilarious. Relax. Okay, what other comedy festivals you got for us, John? A multi-day comedy festival is returning to Union Square. That's New York City. 117-year-old Paragon Sports. Yeah, that's like a place you go to buy jerseys and stuff. They're doing a 3-day event, April 30th through May 2nd. It will feature 12 comedy shows over 3 nights, $75 a night. Who's performing, John? That is a secret. It will not be announced in advance. $75 to see comedy at Paragon Sports and he won't tell me who's playing? Yeah, that's the thing you want me to do? Okay. Last year, if you just want to see, what kind of comedians might be, last year's event featured Chris DiStefano and Marcelo Hernandez. But I think out of all these, the comedy festival, I think, is the coolest. LA is going to host the Belly Laughs Comedy and Food Festival celebrating Asian American culture. What a great lineup here. This is in LA at LA Live, July 12th and the 13th. Stand-up sets and appearances from 30 comedians and a sampling of more than 20 Asian restaurants. I love this. The lineup includes Hassan Minhaj, Kumail Nanjiani, Margaret Cho, Joel Kim Booster, Nimish Patel, who's getting 5 mentions a show all of a sudden, Irene Tu, who's fantastic. Let's see, Sabrina Wu, Jenny Yang, Aaron Chen, and others. But there's also food. Restaurants include Boba Pop, Feng Mao, Good Alley, Hermanos Empanadas. Doesn't sound very Asian to me, but I don't know. Holy Basil and the Riviera Seafood Club. Sounds like a really fun time in July. Oh, and people are upset with Damon Wayans Jr. He was supposed to be playing the Blue Room Comedy Club for a few shows. Apparently, he canceled for the 3rd time. Deborah spent $200 and bought 3 tickets. She said, he looks just like his dad. I thought it'd be awesome to see him. According to Deborah, Damon was supposed to play the club last summer, but it was rescheduled for the fall and then April. She's a little annoyed now, going, just refund our money. Quit telling us he's going to be here eventually. Christopher is the owner of the Blue Room and says he hates it when this happens. It's show business. We don't want any cancellations. We're making this right by actively issuing refunds to all customers. Nice job there. Ticket holders could also get credit to see another show of their choice and a food voucher, but Deborah said, I don't want to go to other shows. I want to see Damon Wayans Jr. I don't know what to tell you. He won't show up. And that's your comedy news for today. That was a fun one, right? Good to be back. See you tomorrow.
If you're fascinated by UFOs, aliens, ghosts, demons, cryptid creatures like Bigfoot, Chupacabra, and Mothman, then I have the show for you. The Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader. Each week, we investigate different claims of the supernatural and try to shed light into the darkness, bringing you the top guests and experts from around the world. Enter the fray. Then join me, Dave Schrader, your host, as we investigate all aspects and claims of the supernatural and paranormal. Listen on all of your favorite podcast platforms: Good Pods, TuneIn, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Player FM, Amazon Music, Audible, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. The answers to life's biggest questions and miracles and mysteries awaits you. So join me each week, 2 brand new episodes of the best in paranormal podcasting, The Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader.